Senator Heinrich is a co-sponsor, and it calls on federal agencies to work with tribes to secure the repatriation of important cultural items. I believe it will pass the Congress in November when we're back in our lame duck session. I am also a co-sponsor of the STOP Act. The STOP stands for Safeguard Tribal Objects of Patrimony Act, with Senator Heinrich, who is the lead on this. That act would enhance protection and establish a group of tribal members to help prevent future theft or sale of cultural items. This hearing will be a very important conversation about the loopholes in the law and the impact theft and sale of cultural items have on our tribes. The next step is to hold a hearing specifically on the STOP Act, and I will be pushing for that in November. So with that, Senator Heinrich's going to speak, and then we will both take any questions you might have. I believe, Jen, our hearing starts at 10, and so we'll try to be getting in place and get going at that time. But Senator Heinrich, please. Thank you, and thank you so much for your leadership.
Well, I want to start by thanking Senator Udall. He has been an incredible advocate on these issues for a long time, and a very effective advocate. And having him on the Indian Affairs Committee is really important for us to be able to be successful with these efforts. His leadership in passing a resolution that condemns this kind of activity is an incredibly important step in sending the message that these are not objects of art, these are objects of religion and culture. They are protected under federal law, but as we're going to hear today, there are loopholes in the law that we need to fill, and that is one of the reasons why I introduced the STOP Act, co-sponsored by Senator Udall, to increase the penalties. Oftentimes these transgressions are prosecuted under other federal statutes because the penalties are not adequate under the Native American Graves Protection Act, the Archaeological Resources Protection Act, and the Antiquities Act. We hope to fill those loopholes in the law. And unfortunately, as you're going to hear today, and I saw that President Begay of the Navajo Nation just joined us, we're going to hear from him. We're going to hear from the governor of Isleta, the governor of Pueblo. And the truth is, the same story is told far, far too many times, where items are stolen, they are exported, and they are sold on public auction around the world. And tribes have to make very difficult decisions about how they use their limited economic resources, either to, in some cases, make the very difficult decision to buy those items back, which is a very difficult decision, not only because of the costs associated, but because those are dollars that should be going to education, to infrastructure, to other important tribal priorities, and because it perpetuates the economic activity, the trade in this. One of the things that we're going to seek to do within the STOP Act is to put in a blanket prohibition on the export of these items. And we have heard from the French diplomats in particular that that would help them to be able to intervene in cases like the Yakima Shield and help us to get these items back to their rightful owners. So I want to thank Senator Udall again for his leadership on this. I want to thank President Begay and Governor Torres and Governor Riley for being here today to tell their stories. They are the stories that we should be educated by and that we should internalize to be able to make good law on these issues. And I want to thank all of you for being here to this field here, and I think it's a very important step in moving forward on this issue.